Oh, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's channeling. Do a messages and we're going to the Q&A. Trying to keep messages a little bit short. So very much love. And here we go. Greetings, this is Raphael. Energies to you and your ascension. Yes, many years ago, many felt they were not to come see this happen. Of your talking about the ascensions getting closer. As yes, it was a myth, but some of you are going through experiences of transition into more of a fourth, fifth dimensions. As it becomes more part of your population, some are still having difficulties understanding it. But in the next few years, we'll see it increase. Even now, throughout this year, it will increase its vibration in Mother Earth. Well, you will see it through the weather patterns and also social engagement. Some will get more negative, some will get more peaceful. Eventually, your political rallies become more peaceful. That is when you know your ascension energies are truly here. Those that use negativity to get their word out, and then they use love instead. So you have much to do, but many of you see the future in your point of view, and that will get stronger as it will become a reality over time. Blessings to you in your journeys here. Greetings. We are the giants of Kandahar. We are in your world, but not seen. We stay out of unrest. Those that are causing difficulties in the mind is more Anunnaki, at least in the Middle East. There is reptilian, but Anunnaki is more powerful. As some even go to Allah, which is another form of Anunnaki energies. They give their energies, they give their devotion to Anunnaki rulers. Of course, there are other species involved. Reptilian, yes, plays a big. Reptilian is more of war. Anunnaki is more of power, of controlling the mind, self-sacrifice. Of course, reptilians are involved with that too, but mostly it's still Anunnaki, as they want their followers, yes, to die for them. to show their devotion to their selves, which they call themselves God. Our energies are with you. We do stay out of cannon fire. Well, the giants are here with you, assisting when the world becomes more peaceful. We'll be seen more in your reality. As we can come out of the shadows, at this time we must stay hidden for now. But some do incarnate and then bring a higher voltage of genetics and become a giant, as many of you have seen. So to get you used to, well, to let you know who is here still. Blessings to you all. Greetings to you. This is Redmond with the Sirian race, Galactic Federations of Light. Your Ascension is, yes, you are enhancing your abilities in a way that has not been always seen, meaning through imaginations. As it's not always going to be as quickly as someone would like. One moment. Some of you are seeing Sirian beings. Some of you might see the hands of power, of light coming from the hands, as those are healers. Some might see blue energies coming from the hands. Those are healers that are even use their hands for flight. They hold their hands down and fly, as you see in your fiction in some places. Our concern, yes, is the negativity that's going through, yes, your political system. As yes, it is going through a divide. It will go through a healing. It is now going through one, but not a full scale. So we have to be careful of where we bring our energies as for assistance. As you have to kind of let you duke it out on your own. But realize many are allowing more of the ascension, which goes into alien contact eventually. At least soft disclosures is what we can guarantee. Soft ones, very soft for now. As in some ways, some people might get spooked of saying, wait a minute, maybe something is here after all. That will be down the road. That's not too far away, actually. But the energies will increase of our presence here, yes, in the next few years. We are still working on that. As much negativity, many of you are working on negativity here within your world. Yes, the Arab world is under a massive mind control. Of course, Western world also, but much of that has to do with material goods, as material goods are seen as more important than human life for many, not all, as a status symbol, as to show that you are more successful with material goods, nice house, nice car, as there's so much more to show one's talents. There is much of that will be shedded away eventually. But the councils are here with you. I am not alone. I'm here to bring assistance to you whenever you are ready for your questions.
Welcome, Redmond.
Greetings.
We have Daria. Okay, we'll move on to Kingsley, and I've got his questions.
Yes.
He says, greetings. Are there any messages for me?
One moment. Yes, your guides have a cryptic message. Yes, you are going down the right road. There is, yes, a river of time when you will meet your destiny. This river, yes, is a long river, but just to keep on the flow of life, continue the way you feel like you need to be. There is some distractions here and there, part of you, yes, wishes to fly because your happiest memories are when you are flying in other dimensions, other worlds, and you wish to bring that gift here. Does that not mean it's not here? It's just there is much to unravel. The flying energies will become easily over time. Sometimes this, yeah, I believe, what is this? Your Dragon Ball Z. I see that energies around you also. Yes, you have incarnations similar to that also, especially with fire being created with the hands. And basically you are understanding your own magic, and where it's all going to go through, yes, is your third eye. Basically, you'll see that light up. So that is where you bring your vibration to, and you'll see the rest of your chakras follow that. Blessings.
Thank you. His second question is, he says, I see improvements for levitating. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, yes, it is through your third eye once again. You are clearing out blockages. You're feeling more free. As basically you are working with Mother Earth's vibrations to heal the earth and yourself. So yes, just to keep walking. You can walk and then stop, or walk and levitate. Feel the energies of stepping on air, basically, like you're walking upstairs. Not to say you have to do that, but you can feel basically you'll just drift off in flight, basically. What we see. Blessings.
Thank you. Next is Omran.
Hello.
Greetings to you.
Sorry, I don't know who it is. It is Raphael?
This is Redmond here with Sirian's. Blessings.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Well, my question is, could you tell me something about my astral travels lately?
One moment. Well, you're going to the Anunnaki realms and much more. You're going to the angelic realms for healing, but to bring back information from the angelic realms. I believe you bring back some knowledge of the archons also to bring an awareness of their existence here. And some archons are seen on this world as statues across your world. It is not very clear of what statues, but it's something you can connect with if you wish to do so. Rodan has some of that energy with him, if it's something you wish to look into. But in astral, you are... One moment. I do see the Christ energies there, as there is deceptions there, but also truths that you're bringing with you into this reality. So you're kind of going to the books of the universe, bringing knowledge back into this world, for what I see. Blessings.
Thank you. Sometimes I feel like I am like a center of something in the angelic realms, like huge. Like sometimes I see myself like a huge ball of light, like a center. What is there any truth to this, or what is it like I attract other energies in those realms, like the sun, like I'm becoming some kind of sun there?
Yes, you have different forms. One of them is actually like a temple, like a Greek temple, a very large one. But yes, you can go into a sun energy also. But someone to see you as a sun, as a temple energy, and go into your vibration to learn from you and go into your dimensions that you allow them to connect with. And so you're attracting many, especially to this earth, that have ignored this planet for such a long time. Some are scared to get close to it. So I believe going into this form, you're attracting more positive beings into this plane, is what I see.
Yeah, I have also felt like it does. It's like if someone goes into those dimensions within my energy, like they can really get lost.
Yes.
And that's the scary part for them, I feel.
Yes. Well, you're making it easier for them so they don't get so lost, what I see. So they're just, it's a foreign, you have a foreign energy to many, but you're making it easier for them to connect with, from what I see.
All right. Well, thank you, Sirian
Yes.
being. Much love to you and
Energies,
people.
blessings. Yes.
Good night.
Next up is Stephen.
Greetings to you,
Hello,
Stephen.
greetings.
Yes.
Much love, Redmond.
Yes.
How are you?
We are doing well. Thank you.
Thank you. The Giants came through earlier,
Yes.
and I felt real connected at that time. I just wondering if you can connect with the Giants of Kandahar or any of my Giant aspects, our family, and see if they have a message for me.
One moment. Yes, you have Anunnaki connections. One moment. I also believe a Martian giant lifetime was not the easiest incarnation. But your giant lifetimes, yes, are usually of a peaceful nature. And yes, it has been on this world, but also mostly Agartha. Yes, you do have aspects in Agartha at this time as a giant energy. Very connected to the dragons there, as for their assistance to the planet. So as a giant, you're just, what I see, you're having a blast right now. So a lot of beings come to you, fairies and elves come, and you kind of like have a festival when when you feel the time is right for something like that. Even the dragons, even those, everyone's invited. You can probably feel those vibrations with you. So sometimes when you go to sleep, a deep sleep, that is where you're going. You're going into that festival energy, from what I see.
Yes, definitely. I definitely can feel that. Second question is, can you connect with any beings, energies around me at this time, and just see if they have a message for me in general or anything that's important? Thank you.
One moment. Yes. Well, yes, you are part of the healing of Anunnaki around your world. A lot of them, yes, are politicians here. Some are aware, some aren't. Their influence is here. So your part of your guidance is to heal that negativity that's going on. As for mind control, I also see you involved in the music industry in some areas. As for finding the true music, as much has been manipulated for such a long time, in order to clear out the manipulations and help new artists to reconnect to their true selves. Many are lost, basically, for financial reasons or whatever it might be, or ignored. And so you are part of, I do see you part of the new artistic energies that are connecting to this earth. I don't believe they're fully matured yet on this world. But it's like a renaissance has not occurred yet, but it's going to. That's why I see your energies at this time.
Thank you. Much love.
Okay. Next up is Emmy, and I've got her questions. Are there any messages from Spirit Guide, Galactics, and or animal totems?
One moment. Interesting enough, there is a elephant energy around her at this time, protecting her. You'd be surprised. Every part of the world, it's very foreign to what you're used to connecting to. Some of them are from Sirius, some of them are from Orion. She might see them in her vision. They are galactic beings there, as that's their territory. As you see, like Africa, there's a lot of wild nature there, and a lot of them are extraterrestrials in those areas also. So this energy will basically come more clear to her. As you know, she's protected, and she's going through, yes, the guide says she's going through a rabbit hole, into the rabbit hole, but she will be fine. Which most likely her experiences are going to shift from what she's used to into more of an open understanding for reality. Blessings.
Thank you. Her second question is, what is my connection with John Dominguez? Is he romantically interested in me?
I don't believe he is aware of anything at this moment, but yes, it is worth exploring. But I believe you're still in the friends territory, as you say on your world. He's not know fully himself at this time, so anything running quick into anything the idea is to get to know each other. So there is a interest there, but he doesn't even know his own feelings, let alone know something like that at this time. So it is worth for her to explore and to our guys are saying to take charge. Blessings.
Blessings. Thank you. Next up is Christy, and I've got her questions. What messages do I have from Anunnaki star family?
Yes, he brought many guidance to them in the past, as many of them gotten lost on this world. They have incarnated and done the Anunnaki way of going into negative nature of their past. Throughout the biblical time period, Anunnaki just lost themselves during that time. And ever since, they've been kind of trying to put themselves back together. As your society is breaking down, other alien societies have too. And Anunnaki got fully affected by your world. So with your energies, you have always kind of been grounded. So you're involved. You incarnate in difficult situations, and a lot of it is for the assistant Anunnakis to get themselves back together again. So it's not always very clear as for being human, but on a galactic front is very clear, of course. So yeah, she is very much involved into keeping the Anunnaki energies back to peaceful vibrations, because the past has been very rough, as you can see. Blessings.
Her second question, what is my role with Anunnaki on the ship or homeworld?
They're going through a transition at this time. They're becoming more positive as they've been losing themselves through the human condition. They've lost many connected to this world. So with you, you're actually very much a teacher of many of them. You are working in a teacher environment, but you do take many risks too. You are one you like to experience, not just to talk about it. As some teachers just sit in a classroom and talk and talk and talk. That's far from what you want to do. You want to experience. So you do take many Anunnaki children also to this world and others to bring more experience. Not necessarily for incarnations, as you already have one, but that brings you also closer to the Anunnaki connected to this world. The difficulties of this environment you can explain to them, because many of them don't have incarnations here that you're connected to at this time. Blessings.
Blessings. Thank you. Next up is Michelle.
Yes, I love that.
Michelle? Okay. Next is Dragon.
Hi, how you doing?
Greetings. Yes.
The sun's been intense lately in a different way than normal. It's not like its effect on the skin as much as that its energy sort of penetrates into my body, bypassing the skin and just heating up the core. But it's when it's shining on me. The feeling of heat and activation is often followed by a feeling of headache, probably from energy overload. Our family trip to the beach seemed to intensify its effects in a at least semi-permanent way. I don't know if it'll keep up. And the sun's less active right now, but as I know that the magnetosphere of Earth is continuing to slightly weaken. What I'm wondering is if it's, because it seems it's affecting more people, and it's also affecting people in my house who aren't awakened as much. I'm wondering if the energy is being absorbed by me, and then I'm bouncing it off onto other people. Can you talk about the increased energy in general from the sun, and if some of us are sort of acting as conduits for that energy and pushing it onto other people?
Yes, we just see you actually inside of the sun in other dimensions. As you can see, you're kind of retooling it along with other beings. So there's another version of you is involved with this. And of course, the Earth is more welcoming. But yes, always around your family, more fourth dimensional energies are coming through. So you're gradually bringing it to them, but like filtering it to them where they can handle it, not giving them too much, or they just lose their minds. But you are It's like with your family and others that you don't even know, you're watching their energy balance, you can say, as for what they're receiving and what they don't need, or you're holding back on some of it. So yes, what's going on is a fourth dimensional purge on your planet, and you're like a scientist. You're going through the readings of all of it. You're doing many at once. So that's what we see at this time.
Thanks. I recently dusted off the story Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I noticed part of it I hadn't really paid much attention to before, where the computer deep thought after millions of years of calculations suggested to pan-dimensional beings trying to understand the nature of life, universe, and everything to build an even more powerful supercomputer to know, basically, to know what the ultimate question is. Now, what is interesting that I hadn't noticed is that it told them that this computer would be comprised of organic beings making up the matrix of the computer, and they would actually go down into the computer and experience life in order to understand this question. They called this computer Earth. Basically, that was radical thinking for the time. It was a while back quite a while back it was written, because simulation theory and other things hadn't really been talked about too much back then. But the writer Douglas Adams had philosophy knowledge, and I think things like this paved the way for people to expand their thought now by opening them up to those ideas. Can you talk about Douglas Adams, where he came from, and what his goals were?
Yes, he is of a Palladian origin, where he's connected to Orion and other species, even Zeta. The idea is to bring this information where humans can understand, yes, in a childlike way, where it can be brought into through imagination. That way it can give the body some time, the mind time to adjust to it also. So with it being in fiction, is for the body to adjust. Just like you see aliens in fiction and all of this, it's just basically for the bodies to adjust as for when it does come into your reality eventually. So fiction is actually just getting you ready for the future, basically. And this one was a futurist. He was actually from the future, another dimension, a future, as you see many beings are being channeled from the future. So he did come from the future because he's seeing what works with humanity. And other species would involve with him to make it attractive enough so it can really be part of your culture and a gem, you can say. But yes, he is mostly from the future for what I could see. A future human, you can say. Blessings.
All right, thanks. Much love.
Okay, I have Michelle's questions. She's saying that something's messing with her computer. Can you find out?
Yes, there's archon energies there. Not to worry. She can do like a blessing of sorts to clear it, unplug it from the wall, and if it's unplug it from the wall and leave it maybe even for a few days. It don't have to be that long, but if she can leave it for a few days just to let it all clear out, when she plugs it, I believe it'll be better after that. It's up to her if she can do that or not.
Great. And she's also wondering who else is around her.
Archangel Michael, of course. It does show that she is at a bar with a bunch of angels. Basically, it's like she's getting a dose of new knowledge. And and her daughter's there too, and family, but I believe mostly the daughter. She's got to get everyone drunk from what it seems. So the daughter's trying to speed things up in this reality so we can see more humanity can see more too. So, you can say the mother and daughter are plotting to help humanity awaken with through the angelic energies. That's what's going on at this time.
Great. Thank you. Next up is Bobby.
Greetings to you. Blessings.
Redmond, blessings.
Yes.
I have a question. Do I have any messages from the Galactic Federation of Light?
One moment. Well, you're going through soul forgiveness at this time. And this is helping you move up the dimensions. You are connecting a lot with the animals on this world, the wildlife. And I do see you around the cow energies. Basically, there will be a future when animals will be consumed less. So that is where your vibration comes in. Of course, you're already involved with a spiritual awakening. A lot of it has to do not just with food, but food's going to be a part of it. So it's like, in some ways, it's like with the animal kingdom, they're going to come to life more in the future and start talking to people. Not quite yet. But yes, so their connection to the Galactic Federation lies basically to bring a self-disclosure through many areas. A lot of it's going to be through Asian energies too, from what I see. A lot of them are very spiritually connected, as you can see. And that's where a lot of your vibrations are going to be working through. So, blessings.
Blessings, thank you. For my second question, is there anything the Spirit would like me to know at this moment?
Moments. A spiritual cleansing is good. As you probably have already done this several times, another one is good. A spiritual cleansing every day is basically connected to the angels and helping you heighten your point of view, as it does seem like blocked at times, doesn't it? A golden road, of course, you don't have to visualize it as golden, but a road basically of where you are going to. Timeline, seeing the future timelines is also within your talents. And it's not always clear, but you will see that fog there. At least you're seeing something of the future, even for yourself. As you are, I believe the next few months, you'll have a more clearing of where you're heading. Right now, it's kind of foggy for a reason, for lessons. But once you clear those lessons, you'll have a clear direction of where you're going. Well, not entirely, but you have a clearer than you do now. That's a message from Spirit.
Thank you very much. Blessings.
Blessings to you.
I have Marvin's question.
Of course.
His questions for him. 1 second.
Yes.
Let me get his first question. Can you ask his spirit guide Luscious what he needs to do to get in communication with each other?
Diamond energies. A diamond vibration within his meditation. It works through diamond energies. So through meditation or through some kind of imagery, or anytime you see the word diamond vibration, that is where I believe that's where Wishes is speaking. And the other way is there is like a cloud, like clouds in the sky, those cloud vibrations around. That's where Wishes speaks through energy. So clouds is another way of visualize him also in a meditation or just in a visual, because this should give him a more clear connection to him. Blessings.
Thank you. His second question, can you ask his space children for help on how to visit or reassurance on how to help the remote view, or if they have any messages from them?
One moment. For remote view, the Zetas is a good place to go. Connect with the Zetas in a positive way, of course. That seems to be his connector, at least at this moment. If you connect to the Zeta energies, most likely he will feel he's taken somewhere else, as they are known on your world to taking people. But he'll be safe in this travel. I believe the Zetas will give him some indication, at least an image of some kind. A lot of it's also he's involved with third dimensional world. He's not fully broken through the third dimensional world, which is fine because that's where he needs to be. But the Zetas, I believe, it can be short ones, it can be tall ones, whatever visual of Zeta will be. That is his escort through astral. It can be another being too. It can be a tall blonde Nordic. It can change, but with the Zetas are there for the first time, for the first roll or round. Blessings.
Okay, blessings. Thanks again for your help.
Blessings to you.
Up next is Umberto.
Greetings to
Hello.
you. Yes.
Greetings to you. My first question is, I just met someone online. Her name is Michelle Deborah. I wanted to know if you see us being together and what advices you give for me about first meeting her?
As for meeting her in the physical?
Yeah, pretty much for the first time, kind of.
Well, the idea is to just get to know this person.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it will go well, but as for if it's going to be a longevity, is up to you. But as for talking, if you're comfortable in the physical with each other, the longevity is a high possibility. If you're not comfortable with each other in the physical, then you know where that's going. But yes, go please.
Okay.
So it's still up to you. I've not decided yet. So where it's going to go, you will find out.
Okay, cool. My second question, what can you tell me about the real story behind Jesus Christ? I heard he did exist, but others say his life was very fabricated and is combined from like two different lives in early Egyptian times. Please share as much as you can about this.
Well, there's different timelines of your Jesus. You're speaking of Jesus, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is part of Palladian, Sirian energies, even Anunnaki vibrations. This is humanity, and you can say there are different Jesuses also, because there's many others that have the same talents that you can say went by the Jesus name in some ways throughout your past. Of course, your written past isn't exactly the most accurate, but there is a Jesus that did go through the followings of your Bible, yes. But there are others that were very similar. Did not go through the turmoil of being put on a cross, but there are others that did have the abilities. So that's where you see the different Jesus stories roaming around too. So not everyone. He was not the only healer. He was the most popular one. But there are others that were, even during your time period, can be reconnected to. So it's basically where ones once put their beliefs in, because there are many timelines going on at this time. So connect to the one that's right for you is what we have.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes. Blessings.
You too.
James is next.
Hello.
Greetings to you. Yes.
I feel a lot of energy in my hands and arms.
Yes.
What is the purpose of that? And can I like do anything that like any abilities?
One moment. Yes, you are opening up your fourth dimensional vibration. Basically, your chakras, you're going through a healing, actually, what's going on. And to use this is basically using your intuitions. What do you see? What do you feel around you? You visualize it in your third eye. It'll be mostly showing up in your mind's eye. Also for grounding is much needed. That will basically help you utilize what you are seeing. But I believe you're going through a cleansing at this moment, from what I can see from your guides. You can also visualize your spirit guides if you wish. So the beings that you truly want to connect with, that is where you put your concentration in. For you feeling them around or visually seeing them.
Okay. Well, do my guides have any messages for me?
Yes, you are connecting more to the higher vibrations. You're not sure how to use it yet, but grounding and meditation will help you guide you in a direction. Basically, the being basically just closing your eyes and seeing, surrounding yourself with the light and seeing, what you see, what appears to you is around you also. In your as for image, if it's an animal, is it a guide? These are energies around you assisting you in your work here. So it is just a gradual process. You don't have to be very long in your meditation because it takes some time to get used to all of this. Also, there's a Zeta presence around you. In the positive, they are helping you tune your vibration also. It does seem like you're very connected to technologies. Maybe not in this dimension, but you are in other dimensions involved with it. The technology is being involved in your dimension. It's like Zetas are like mechanics here. It seems like you're involved with that, from what I can see.
Yeah, I'm. Okay, thank you.
Yes, blessings to you.
Next up is Braden, and I've got his questions.
Yes, of course.
The first one is, are there any messages for me?
Yes, when I connect to your energy, I see you like forgiving many tall blonde Nordics of the past may have caused difficulties in the timelines of this Earth. And you're aware, and you're doing a lot of damage control of the Earth's past. This was allowing all the fourth-dimensional energies to come into this world. You can probably pick up on that. A lot of the Nordics are involved. Of course, there's reptilian, but your energies around the Nordics at this moment. So this is around, and a lot of it's around the media in some ways, and politicians, basically mind control of politicians is done in the past, not necessarily in your current time period. Blessings.
Thank you. His second question, what can I tell my brother who feels completely betrayed by the tall whites, how they could see what Volker was doing with wanting our money, but didn't stop us? What are we supposed to do now?
Forgiveness and move on. It's basically, you can manifest this money also. Remember that. You can manifest it back. So look at it as a lesson learned. And yes, as someone to say, thank you for those lessons. And remember, you can manifest your cash back. Remember that. Because you will, because it's now that was a lesson you needed to go through, from what it seems. It was a hard lesson, but don't let for the brother, let it go. Basically, forgiveness is going to take some time. We'll move forward though. Blessings.
Thank you. Next up is Sandia.
Hi, thank you for taking my question.
Greetings to you. Yes.
Thank you. My first question is for my guides, if I have any messages at this time, please.
They say you're very connected to the dolphin energies and the high vibrations of the earth. You are kind of stepping out of the third dimension at times. So there is some hostile emotions because sometimes you might be feeling more than you should be. You're going through a transition into a higher consciousness. And that transition is the easiest. Grounding your vibrations. So you're going to see the world at a different level. Not entirely like you're looking down, but you're just going to see it differently. So those thought patterns are changing in your mind slowly. So that change is never the easiest. It's like you're going to a different grade. Like when you go into, the 8th grade, you notice they think differently. It's like what you're going through at this time. So it's to ground your energies and just hang on is what I'm getting from your guides. Blessings.
Okay, I feel that. Thank you.
Yes.
My second one is, I think my main way to communicate to my guides has always been through my dreams, as well as like different timelines. But for some reason, for the past like 3 months, I haven't been recollecting them. Is there any thing we can do as far as like with connecting with them more?
Well, first off, with the dreams, this blockage that's there, you can say a prayer to it, but the idea is to break that blockage. Is words that you feel is right, a blessing that you will remember. It comes with feeling too that you will remember. Now, your guides work through flowers too. They work through nature. So a flower image is them speaking to you, like in a book or outside. They speak through nature in that regard. So flower images is what you're picking up from that energy, but through your dreams, it will increase, I believe. So it's up to you. You don't necessarily have to buy flowers for interior of where you live, but if you wish, you will feel them speaking to you, most likely. But it's up to you, of course. Blessings.
Blessings. Thank you.
Next up is Daria.
Hey there.
Greetings to you.
Greetings. So, what kind of message can you give me tonight?
Yes, it looks like you have opened up the doors to a new direction, but that direction has not showed up yet. So you can say it's being set up. It has been not necessarily in this setup. You've been kind of in the pre-setup, you can say. But as for being fully brought into your reality, it is coming soon. That's all they're saying. As for what it is, I believe you have some idea of it. Even was this your side business will increase, I believe, in the next couple of months, what they are saying. But what matters is your the relationship area is coming together. They say more than
Wow,
before.
that's nice. I mean,
When
what you're
is
hearing
but
or
what happens is it comes and then it gets blown away.
yeah, and I know. I think I saw some vision of it, but
Yes.
and do you have maybe another message that could be nice?
One moment. Is there a subject matter of this?
Yeah, you even said side business getting
Yes.
better. Maybe something about that.
Well, what's going on with that? Yes, there's a lot of exterior energies that are kind of mixed. It will increase around the holiday season. You're going into that field. What's going on with that is it's just the area you are living in. Also, it's kind of got stale. It's for some reason. Not saying why. For trying new things. It's just been. It's a new yes. Give it a couple of months. It will trickle in between now and then. Around the holiday season, people will get more. A lot of people aren't doing the best at this time either, it seems. So
it's holidays here, so probably it's not that I don't go out there and do commercials, whatever.
they would have to. They will find you. It's just there seems to be a slight blockage there. For that's why it's been kind of stale at this time.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good to know. And
yes.
Blessings, and have a wonderful night.
Yes. Blessings to you.
Okay, next up is Martin, and I've got his questions. Are there any messages for me?
Moment. Yes, there is it seems to be a tall white energy around you as for this Earth transition, as their agendas as for being of disclosure vibrations. And it will indications won't be the clearest, but you're part of many different species, but one of them is the tall whites as for being seen in your populations. You might even get an image in your mind of some of them that are around in your public, and even in the physical, but you most likely won't see them in the physical though. It is because that's part of the awakening. So just an open mind, basically, to it all. Blessings.
Thank you. His second question, any messages from the Zetas?
Yes, that was actually part of your first question, but they were kind of holding back. Yes, what is going on with them? One moment. Is there, you could say the re-engineering of society going into more of the awakening. It's basically seeing things differently. Technologies are involved with it. But it has a lot to do with the energies of the earth. One moment. It's basically alien sightings. It's mostly going to be of a Zeta nature as for in the skies. And you might feel that you are on one of those ships too. Because most likely you do have another version of yourself that's involved with showing up, even being chased by ships, by fighter jets. You've had that in the past. You could probably connect to that too. And it has many reasons of why they do that, but I'll let you connect with that. But expect that in your Earth's future. Lessons.
Thank you. Next up is Ho, and first question, what messages do the spirits have for me?
Yes, realize Mother Nature is surrounding you, of course. But you are, yes, very similar to a Mother Earth vibration in this reality. As basically your connections to the fairies will increase, basically. As for nature's, you are very much in tune into nature. As for weather, and most likely you can connect to that energy and basically be like a weather person, knowing where things are coming, where it's going, and see clearer into the winds of your planet, in even the vibrations of it. But most likely your feelings will connect more with nature. Just so open yourself up to it, most likely it'll come through. It'll come through automatically too, from what we've seen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time, but there'll be certain times it'll be clear. You can also open up your senses to it if you wish to do so. Blessings.
Okay. Second question, what messages do they have for my wife?
One moment. I do have part of your first question. I have one other message of that. He's very connected to the amphibians. And that's another of his spiritual direction. But for his wife, one moment. Ground her energies. Fire is not her best vibration, meaning that she's had a lot of past life connections with fire that have not been the most positive, and that can be healed. She has also a past life regression would be good for her too. You can do this together, but she has a lot of just energies from the past that still are plaguing her in this dimension. And it's like, wonder why you feel ill or body functions that aren't feeling right. A lot of it has to do with the past lives. And to how to connect with that is through meditation or just her own intuition of what she's feeling, where that's coming from. It's not always going to be the clearest, of course, but you can work together or connect to someone to find out more. Blessings.
Thank you. And I've got a question.
Yes.
I'm wondering if there are any messages for me from anybody.
It does seem like you're downloading a great deal, at least in your dream state. Not everything's going to be remembered. But it does seem you are connected to Yeshua's energy as for self-healing. But your direction is going to be slightly stiff in some areas. But it does seem like, yes, during the holiday season, when the nature gets cooler, you'll feel more connected. There's a lot of blockages going on with the weather at this time for many. I believe during the time when the fall comes in, you'll feel more connected to nature. There's a lot of blockages going around through alien, and I'll let you connect with that. But also, your alien connections are going to increase. Now, it might happen sooner than later. It depends on what you want to connect with. I believe it's right around the corner from what I see.
Okay, great. Thank you. My next question is, what should we expect from the full moon coming up?
Higher vibrations. Some might act irrational because they don't know how to handle it. Some might get angry for no reason. Some might get depressed for no reason because they're already at a low level of energy. It depends on how, but those of you that are understanding of what's happening on your planet will mostly feel an increase. You might feel conflict of some kind because what you're feeling from the rest of humanity. But for the most part, I believe it'll be a positive experience. But those that are at a low vibration will not always, but some might cause more low vibrations, might double. It depends where they are.
Okay.
So.
Thank you very much, Redmond.
Yes. Of course.
Next is Bianca, and I've got her questions.
Of course.
What is my connection to either Jedi, like e-beings, or did I have some lifetime where I used a weapon like lightsabers?
Oh yes, that is very common. You can say in Orion and other star systems. I believe Orion is where much of it comes from. As you can say, the Orion Collective here to wake up humanity. And well, what I see with her is mostly what you call the Force, the telekinesis. I see more of that around her than the actual sword. She was not too much into the weapons type of situation. She can just do her mind power. She probably pick up on that too. As she's had interactions with that stuff, yes. So you can see that's kind of like a copy from another dimension or another reality, and it certainly is. It's different. It's more advanced, but either way, it's still, when beings look at how your world's using like Star Wars, for example, it is quite humorous when they see, but it is still it's humanity trying to wake itself up, basically. Blessings.
Thank you. Second question, any messages?
She seems to be very connected to the bats in a positive way. It's an energy that it's good for healing. And also Mother Mary's energies around her as for forgiveness of herself in this lifetime, forgiveness of others, or mostly herself for past decisions. Blessings.
Thank you. Next up is Colin.
Greetings, Redmond.
Greetings.
Thank you for connecting tonight.
Yes.
My first question is about a month ago where I was driving home, and I live in the woods, so there's a lot of moths usually at night.
Yes.
But this one night in particular, I was going really slow, and this, I don't know what it was, some kind of bug, but it looked like a fairy, just went straight up in my headlights, just straight up in front of my car. And I was wondering what it was, if you could connect with it, if there was a message around it, that kind of thing.
Yes, there is a fairy presence. There's also a very strong Zeta presence there. It is becoming more elemental in that area. Not too much, but fairies basically say things are to come. You are clearing out blockages, but you're also seeing yourself more clearly. And when you see yourself more clearly, it's easy to see the beings around you clearly too. As there's no fear, basically. So,
is that going to be opening up more?
Yes. No, very soon from what I see. Yes. Even this weekend, possibly.
Cool.
Leave yourself open. Yes.
And then my second question, just wondering if there's any messages, I guess if there's any messages from you and the Galactic Federation.
Yes, one moment. Yes, one moment. Yes, your guides are saying you skydived into this world. It's like the adventure. And when you get here, of course, the adventure doesn't seem like the adventure anymore. But before you came here, it was very exciting. But now you're here, it's a different story, but now you're in the thick of it, basically. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, not the easiest to get to, of course. As there is a maze, it's gotten more complicated. It's like you're wondering, what did I sign up for? Because as you're here, you added more to it. But it does not mean there are many reasons. Like, while I'm here, I can learn more. And so that's what's going on. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's just you're like in the middle of the maze. It doesn't mean that nothing will happen in the middle of the maze, but you are in the middle of it. But it all has a purpose. You are advancing yourself greatly, just not seeing this dimension that clearly. It's not always intended to, because it'll take you out of this world. And the idea is to learn what you're here to learn. But it will get easier, though.
Well, and that I'm imagining my depression feels like it's been coming back. Is there any advice on what to be doing in the short term?
No moment. Meditations, water. The elementals are there to show you that another reason why that showed up is to give you some relief. Realize these energies are here and you can see them. Part of it is being humans. If humans feel like they can't connect or they don't know, you can clear that blockage. It just keeps saying, okay, I'm ready to clear that blockage so I can feel them around. It can be done by anybody, actually. So doesn't mean you'll see them fully in the physical, but you'll get more of an understanding of them.
I see. Thank you so much.
And when you do so, you always ask them for a healing. Because you most likely say, okay, there's a blockage here. Okay, I'm going to just say you're going to just break right through it. And when you do, you'll feel these beings around, ask them. And they'll know, but they'll send you a healing, definitely.
Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings to you.
Okay, our last person is Brooke, and I've got her one question. It says, I listened to a draconian and archon implant removal tone for like an hour and had very strong, weird body reactions. I wanted to ask if the implant removal tone could have made the whiplash injury flare up so badly.
Yes, it looks like it had a negative to that. It's almost like it brought pain back instead of getting rid of it. You can clear that on your own. But Archons are known to, instead of heal, they bring it back. They're very tricky with that. Draconians aren't that tricky. They can be, but Archons are worse. But I believe you can put a positive Archon energy or one that feels comfortable to you to remove that difficulty. But I believe, yes, it did bring it back, though. For the meantime, I see. Blessings.
Blessings. Thank you, Redmond, for
yes,
taking the time to answer our questions.
Yes, blessings to you all. Yes, alien contact will continue to get stronger on your planet. Many of you are awakened will continue to raise your vibrations to it. Just, it's the adventure of a lifetime, as you know. You will get stronger with the earth. So, blessings to you all. All right. Greetings. Do I have a blessing?
Sure, I would.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you much. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt draconian. It does seem like you can do singing. You have in the past. I definitely feel that singing voice there.
Thank you.
People love that stuff too. All right. Thank you, Steven, for that. All right. Blessings, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. All right. Take care.